But I want to start out with what is a lead? We have to know what a lead is, and you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't have a clear understanding of what a lead is. And I do think we have the slides. Are these slides? Yep, there you go. Day 2, behind the blue, says day 2. It's on page 73. And the definition of a lead is a qualified prospect who has stepped forward out of the masses and has asked for more information and at some level is asking to be sold. And I do mean, yes, they are asking to be sold the products and services that you offer, because when somebody opts in for a free report or a webinar and you're a business, they know you sell stuff, right? So they're aware of that. And it could be something as simple as downloading a free report from your website, or which is kind of a slight interest to somebody who picks up the phone, calls your office and says, hey, I want to talk to you guys about taking over the IT for my company, which is a super hot lead, right? So leads are really anybody who is taking a step towards you to get information, to engage with you, to learn more about you. And therefore, the thing I want to really clarify is a lead is not a name on a list that you rent. And the marketing community, which I am a member of, there's a lot of people who, the misinformation that's out there is shameful. There are companies that will sell you a list and they say it's hot leads. We're going to sell you hot leads. Well, that's not true. So, like, for example, and I'm not doing this, but if I took everybody's name who was in this conference and I said, I'm going to go sell this list to somebody like an insurance company and say, I got leads for, small business owners who are hot leads for insurance. Like, each one of you would be like, I didn't ask for that information. That, like, you're not a lead. Do you see what I mean? Maybe one or two of you would happen to be looking for insurance at that time, but you didn't ask to get that information. You're not a lead for insurance companies. So it's not a name that you've acquired, and it's not and a lead doesn't become a lead even if you build a list, you put them through the campaigns, you do drip marketing to them, you call them on the phone, you connect with them on LinkedIn. Until they respond, they're not a lead. Does that make sense? So I just want to make sure, because when later on they're going to be talking about, and you know this, guys, if you've been through Rapid, we talk about big buckets, right? We talk about you've got clients, you've got unconverted leads, which are people who've shown interest but who haven't bought yet, and then you've got your farm list, and your farm list is a list of you're building of prospects that on paper would be good prospects for you. In other words, like it's your sweet spot. Like if you are targeting small medical practices within a 10-mile radius of your office who have at least 5 computers, who outsource their IT, you can build that list. That's a farm list. And we market to it to get the person on there to respond. Once they respond, they're a lead. Okay? And unconverted leads, when you're doing marketing, are going to be more responsive than farm list. And that's going to be important. That's when Mike's going to be talking about like retargeting and the remarketing and so forth that they're doing. That's important to know. All right, so that's the definition of a lead. And the next thing I want to address is, why do lead generation marketing at all? Why not just send out campaigns, emails, postcards, Instagram posts, Facebook posts that say, we do IT, we're your fully outsourced IT department, we take care of IT so you can run your business, call us. Like, why not just do that? That just seems like it would be the most direct path to getting a customer. And the reason for that is because when you go to somebody, most business owners, there are not that many out there who are actively looking to buy IT. However, there is a big group of people who you could lead generate to and who might be interested and might be open to a different solution. But if you go up to them and knock on their door and say, we do IT, we're really good, you can outsource it to all of us, do you want to sit down and talk about your IT needs? A lot of them are going to back away from you mentally, if not physically, as fast as they can, because they're not ready. They might be thinking about it, but they're not ready for the conversation. They're not ready to sit down with a salesperson yet. And so when you fail to do lead generation, you leave out a big chunk of the market that you could engage with if there was a low risk, high value way that they could engage with you, because then that gets you on their radar, and you can start developing a relationship. And with drip marketing and through the content that we're going to show you how to do, you can start developing the relationship, trust, and more importantly, you can start developing need. And you can start developing urgency. So what all lead generation is, it's latent dissatisfaction brought to a boil. It's latent dissatisfaction brought to a boil. So Jeff Johnson was saying, he talked to one of you, I don't know who was the one that said you got the scroll letter back in like 2008 or something and just recently bought. Because he was telling me, well, so maybe they don't want to like reveal themselves, right? But see, like now that person took a long time to develop, but we didn't give up on them. Now there's some people, and I'll show you, they buy really fast. But lead generation is about getting on somebody's radar and drip marketing and continuing to market to them to bring latent dissatisfaction to a boil. If you think about how I prospected all of you, right? I didn't send you a letter and you went to the website and bought. Most of you got the letter, you read it, you went to the website, you read some blogs, you went on YouTube, you thought about it, maybe got another letter, you know, and the whole time it's, I got the idea going in there, and when you were ready and said, hey, you know what, we really need to do marketing, maybe I should call this redheaded chick and see what she's about, right? Then I got you to move. Is that fair to say? Right? How many of you have been on my list for more than a year before you bought? Okay? So look around the room. All right? So that's what lead generation is, because if the reason most marketing fails, and not just MSP marketing, but clearly this as well as other marketing, because the ads, the website, the promotions are asking a prospect to take a Grand Canyon-size leap from I just one hello, one here we are, to let's hop on a call and talk about your IT needs. It's just too much, right? It's just, so again, you cut out a big part of the marketplace that you could develop if you were doing lead generation. So this is an example. I'm going to pick on this company. I'm not picking on them, but I am picking on them because it's a perfect example. This came up in, I don't know, my Instagram feed or my Facebook feed or wherever it was. And it is a voice over IP phone system company. Anybody in here familiar with Ooma? A couple of you? Okay. They might be a fantastic company. I'm not judging them on their merits, their integrity, their technology, but their advertising sucks, okay? And that I can be an authority on, right? So like if you look at this ad, now look at it for a second. The name Ooma's up here. Now up here in 6-point invisible, it says, buy one, get one free. Do you see that up there? There's the offer, tucked away where nobody will see it. This is why you don't let graphic designers write your ads, because they're offended by offers. They like pictures and graphics and imagery, right? And I'm not joking, I'm serious. It says Ooma, which is meaningless if I don't know what it is. There's a picture of a guy in his office, run your business from anywhere, get started. So run your business. So if you didn't know what Ooma was, if you just looked at this, and people aren't going to sit there and study and go, I wonder what this company does. They're not going to do that. They're going to briefly glance, if it even stops them at all, and if they even ask themselves, what does this company do? It could be, I don't know, it could be a cell phone service. It could be a remote office. It could be, they could be selling furniture, like furniture to put in your house so you could work, like we don't know. It could be a stand-up desk that folds up and you put in your back pocket somehow and you can walk around, I don't know, right? I don't know. And that's the problem, because for somebody to respond to this ad, they would have to know who Ooma is and what they do. They would have to believe they needed a new phone and that a voice over IP phone system was the right choice. Now, how many of you have clients, and this is instructive, don't look at me, look around the room. Everybody, please participate. How many of you have at least one client who will not move to VoIP? All right, look around the room. All right? because they don't trust it. They think, right? They think it's going to have bad service. They don't, all the things, right? What if the internet goes down? All the things, right? So they have to know VoIP is right, and they have to know, if they knew that Ooma was the best voice over IP phone system to buy, and they'd have to be ready to buy right now. So do you see, this ad makes a hell of a lot of assumptions. Does that make sense, right? I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to show you a different one. This ad won an award for design. That's how it got on my radar. I subscribe to a lot of marketing, direct response marketing, advertising, magazines. That's my industry as well as the IT. And this ad won a design award, and I'm looking at this, and again, it says, experience the difference, Blue Mountain Investments, the logo. I don't know, that's probably not those people, because they're too good looking, all right? You know what I mean? Like, this is like, who are these people on your website? You know, they're not you, and they're not your customers. They're models. I mean, we know this, like visual spam, right? Nobody in your office looks this good, all right? I mean, stop it already, you know? So right away, you're lying to me, okay? And retirement planning, investment management, estate planning, it's the menu. Here's all the things that we do. And what does experience the difference mean? Now, here's the thing. This is worth noting. Headlines are one of the single most important elements of any ad. If you're doing a webinar or seminar, it's the title of the webinar or the seminar. If you have a website, it's the top of the website. If you're doing a postcard, if you're doing a Facebook ad, it is going to be on that, what the headline is, because how people read, and you know this, they skim, they read headlines, and they decide if they're going to read on, right? That's exactly, images will stop people, certain images, so creative, weird images can stop somebody, but the copy needs to articulate what it is. So experience the difference doesn't mean anything. The ad is merely a menu board of what they do. There's no lead generation offer, no baby step. How are you supposed to respond to this ad?
It's almost like drip marketing.
He's like, it's almost like drip marketing. And I would agree if this was a retargeting ad, but even if it was a retargeting ad, I still would want, they're selling financial services. They are not saying, go to my website, add to cart, a 401k. That's not how it's sold. Everything has to be sold by a consultation, just like with you guys, right? I mean, has anyone successfully put managed services on a website and people just add to cart and sign up? All right? Not yet. Always add yet, right? Not yet. So we got to get a person on an appointment. And if that's my goal, even if this was drip marketing, I want a big ass thing here that says sign up for a free consultation. Even though that's not sexy, at least it tells the prospect what to do next.